Greetings everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wandering the Web, the show where we take a quick look at the strange, mysterious, interesting, creepy, and generally creative corners of the World Wide Web. Tonight we'll be looking at a particularly extreme case of Sonic fanfoolery. For tonight we'll be taking a look at a Sonic fan game with an infamous secret. A Sonic fan game that might remind some of the Sonic.exe creepypasta tales of old. A Sonic fan game that's actually a virus. Allow me to introduce you all to Sonic Gather Battle, a fan-made Sonic the Hedgehog game built in the Little Fighter 2 game engine by Taiwanese user Lamina Dan. The game itself was first started back in 2009 and was still being worked on all the way up till December of 2014. The actual fan game's gameplay was a mix of arcade beat-em-ups and the 2003 Game Boy Advance game Sonic Battle, with various characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise being playable alongside various unlockable characters from other franchises such as Super Mario, Mega Man X, and Bleach. It was the early 2010s after all. The game received a lot of positive attention, notably when it was submitted to SAGE, or Sonic Amateur Games Expo, a yearly online event for Sonic fan game developers to demonstrate both finished and unfinished games that they are developing, often with various streamers and YouTubers alike trying them all out and sharing their thoughts and criticism. So everything seems normal at first glance. Sonic Gather Battle was just another Sonic fan game, one that was fairly well liked, but that was pretty much it. That is, until December 10th of 2017, when a post was made to the r/Sonic the Hedgehog Reddit forums detailing about a suspicious DRM system that was put in place after an update to the fan game on December 4th that same year. For those of you who don't know, DRM, or Digital Rights Management, is a systematic approach to copyright protection for digital media. The purpose of DRM is to prevent unauthorized redistribution of digital media and restrict the ways consumers can buy content they've purchased. DRM products were developed in response to the rapid increase in online piracy of commercially marketed material, which proliferated through the widespread use of peer-to-peer file exchange programs. Typically, DRM is implemented by embedding code that prevents copying, specifies a time period in which the content can be accessed, or limits the number of devices the media can be installed on. So, you might be asking yourself, why does a Sonic fan game have DRM? It's a free game, after all. You can't really pirate it per se, you know? Well, as it turns out, Lima Dan, like so many other Sonic fans on the internet, didn't like people stealing his stuff, the sprites that he made for his fan game. In fact, he hated the idea of people stealing his precious sprites so much that he had originally canceled the fan game project back when it was titled Sonic vs. LF2, or Sonic vs. Little Fighter 2, after all of his sprites were originally ripped from the game. The fan game would later be revived under the name most known by it today, Sonic Gather Battle, and while the malicious content of this fan game would be discovered in 2017, many suspect that the DRM was first implemented from this new named revival of the game. Sonic Gather Battle's DRM starts as soon as you install the game. The game requires administrative permissions to run, which is unusual for a fan-made game. These permissions are apparently required to fix a crash at the game's loading screen, though many still find this suspicious due to the game's other behaviors. When installed, the game will secretly open whatsmyip.org to then send the IP address to a server that the game is connected to, which the creator can use to remotely disable the game. It also checks your Google history, and also the game will create a file called b.dil, read it, and then immediately delete it, as well as edit the computer's registry and some small files. This in and of itself is already suspicious enough to warrant not playing the game, but where things get rather disturbing is if you open the game and trigger the true nature of the DRM by doing one of the following: running a cheat engine, opening any browser, and typing into the search bar cheat, hack, mod, or various other terms that the creator finds suspicious as he keylogs your search terms. Doing this will automatically close said browser or cheat engine and activate the protection. The game menus will seem normal as they always have been, but going into the actual gameplay itself, all the game's backgrounds will be replaced by a dark blue and black color palette. The music fakery way from Sonic Adventure playing in the background, and the game will add near invincible red Hyrudoros, or ghosts from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, into the game, rendering the game effectively unplayable. A quick, creepy punishment for anyone who would dare to try and cheat, mod, or steal the assets from his game again. But it doesn't end there. If you then try and activate the cheat engine again, type in the same search results as before, or simply try and uninstall the game, remove it from your Windows registry, this is what you will be met with.
Here we go!
The game is now akin to those creepypasta stories of old and new, I guess. The background is red and black, a static filling the screen, red eyeballs popping all around your monitor, while the American version of the Sonic CD boss theme fills your headphones. Then finally, an array of white ghosts fill the screen, all of them being immortal, invincible, killing your character on impact. If the game is uninstalled and reinstalled at this point, these effects will continue to happen due to the game checking the server. The game will locate your IP address and then send it to an online database, making sure that the DRM would still be put in place even if you try to reinstall it. The effects can apparently be deactivated by, and I'm not joking about this, contacting the game's creator for him to whitelist your computer himself via the server the game is connected to. The creator will only whitelist the computer once the user proves that they are innocent and not trying to hack the game. Prove to him that you will in fact not steal his original OC sprites, bitch! Yeah. Sounds almost too stupid and crazy to be real, doesn't it? And yet, it all really happened, much to the outrage of the Sonic community at large. After all of that mess, installing a Trojan with one's fan game, all over making sure people don't steal your precious custom sprites, which ironically, after the community got into investigating into the game more after discovering its shady nature, found that those, custom sprites were just stolen from other custom sprite sheets on the Spriter's resource. After the game was fully exposed for the malicious and petty-natured Trojan it was, word spread quickly around the web. Lima Dan was soon banned from any future Sonic Amateur Games expos, and Sonic Fan Game HQ made it clear that no one should download the game for the sake of their PC and personal information. At some point during all this, the game was eventually deactivated by Lima himself, making it completely unplayable, even on virtual machines for the most part. Oh, and the best part? Well, because everyone knew how much it bothered him to have his sprites stolen, anything that was actually made or edited by him was, of course, ripped from the game and leaked online for anyone to download freely in just a few days after the malicious nature of the fan game was revealed to the public. This perhaps being one of the greatest lessons on the internet. Never try to prevent others from doing something with drastic measures, for you'll find that they have much more inspiration to use even more drastic measures to do the very thing you are trying to prevent. Thank you all for joining me in this episode of Wandering the Web. This has been Dylan the Night Owl, flying off.